What's going on, everybody? I had a couple people actually ask me a couple questions, not in the comments because I got like 5 viewers, but people that text me personally asking me a little bit about my routine, and I thought maybe today I could just go over a couple things of what I do. So what I do is very similar to Todd Hutchings, and it's kind of cool to see like the influences of like that people have on like a region. Like you have Todd Hutchings has a huge influence on the Midwest, especially Ohio. You get Devin the Red up and Canada up in Ottawa, and you can just tell like the way that people pool and the people and the way people train. As a lot people train more like kind of like that, quote unquote superstar closer to them. But I train this way because I like it, and I had a match with Brandon Lee down in Florida, and I trained very hard for that match. And I was kind of doing West Side then, but not nothing like I'm doing now. But he taught me a lot in that match, like what I really needed to work on, where I needed more horsepower at. And sometimes the answer is you just got to get more horsepower, which is what Todd says, weak things break. So basically, I have about 4 days of arm wrestling training. I have max day, speed day, volume day, and then isolation day. And sometimes that volume day can be a rehab depending on what I've done, how I'm feeling. Like I said, mine's very similar to Todd Hutchings, but I do have some differences in my training that I thought have helped me. Basically, my volume day, I usually make my isolation day heavy, and I make my volume day pretty light. Usually, I pull about once or twice a month, and on the weekends is when I do isolation day. But if I'm arm wrestling, I just do that instead of isolation day, and that way I'm not too beat up. On my volume day, basically what I do is I get this at a high angle with my wrist wrench, and I put maximum 25 pounds on there. But right now I got 10 because I pulled yesterday and my elbow feels like it's going to blow out of my skin. But so basically, I'll do my volume day will be after speed day, and so max day is Monday, Wednesday is speed day, and then Friday is volume day. And then Saturday or either Sunday is going to be isolation day. But depending, like I said, if I'm pulling, then that's just an isolation day, kind of. So my volume days, I'm really doing hardcore reps. Like I'm talking, I'll do close to 400 reps of cupping. Well, 400 to 500 of cupping, pronation, and rise. But really focus on this. I mean, I'm doing this. A set is like, I don't really have a particular, number in mind. I just go until I can't cup anymore, and then try to do a couple of those. And that really never hurts you because you're not really straining your bones. I mean, you're kind of just working, getting a lot of blood flow in there. So basically, I have it to where I'm in a top rolling position, and I just have my knuckles up, and I'm trying not to cup this, because that would make it more about the forearm or the inner part of the elbow. With this, I can have my knuckles up, especially my door knocking knuckles. I can get those as high as I can, and I'm coming up. And I like this because it's forcing me to put all that pressure on my knuckles right here, and it's forcing me to press, to keep all that tight. And if I can keep that tight, every time I get really heavy on this lift, my post feels really, really strong, and I actually feel like I can defend top rollers better. But it's basically just like this. As high as you can, and try to keep your wrist as straight as you can. And it's very difficult. I had to start off very, very low because, that's really hard to have all that weight right here, especially with that thick of a handle and controlling it. I was asked too, why do I do such high reps on my wrist wrench? So I really believe that to be a hooker, in arm wrestling terms, you have to have very strong fingers. And I know that's very, that's a controversial statement in arm wrestling, and I do not do grippers at all. I don't do any kind of grippers. But with that wrist wrench, if you do a lot and you condition your fingers to really learn how to clamp down and get that in, that's given me a lot of success, especially outside of the straps, on being able to force a hook. And I think that's very important. Your fingers on clamping down. Some people say don't clamp down. I say clamp down, because that for me always helps me, especially against a top roller. And I have a lot of success putting people in hooks, especially if I've been doing, my volume days have been a lot of reps. But that's just me. Thanks for watching.